Everyone has talked about how important it is to switch to manual mode as a professional photographer or filmmaker, to adjust your own aperture, ISO, and shutter speed, and those are very important to be a professional. There are 2 more settings you should learn how to do manually. First, focusing. Autofocus is great. It's a great tool to use when it works, but you're not always going to be in an ideal situation. I do a lot of theater and I do a lot of weddings, and in those, there's a lot of eyes and there's a lot of dim lighting. Autofocus doesn't know who you want as your subject, and in low lighting, autofocus doesn't always work the best. And then there's also using high-speed flash. Learning how to use manual focus and practicing that is going to help you a lot one day. Even if it's just a single person in a portrait or an interview type video, it's still not a bad idea to manual focus on them. That way you don't have to worry about your autofocus randomly switching to something else. White balance. Do you know that K symbol in your white balance settings? That stands for Kelvin. And when using that, you're telling your camera what the Kelvin temperature in a room is. When you're outside on a sunny day, the Kelvin temperature is 5600 Kelvin. When you're in a room with candle lighting or tungsten lighting, the Kelvin temperature is between 2600 K and 3500 K. If you're outside and it's a cloudy day or you're in a shadowy area, Kelvin temperature is going to be around 1600 K or 1700 K. This is the same thing as adjusting your white balance in your editor. What I like to do is set my camera to 5600 K, and if the color temperature in the scene is warmer, I start adjusting down, adding more blue tones. If the scene is cooler temperature, I start adjusting the Kelvin up to add more orange to my image. Or you can get creative with it. This will help prevent your camera from changing color drastically all of a sudden, and keep a consistent color throughout when you're shooting photos in a scene or shooting a video in a scene. I've actually had it happen to me where I was shooting an interview in a studio with no window lighting and consistent studio lighting, and all of a sudden my auto white balance decided that the image needed more warm tones, and so I had to spend extra time fixing that in post, and that was just extra work for me that was not necessary. More videos to come on these 2 topics, so be sure to follow.